Hello everyone, I am the Halfwit Brit and this is Manor Lords, and as you can see I forgot. I always forget if I end the game when these chaps are just ready to come for us. I don't know which one is shouting, but he's certainly game for it. But yeah, they just stop and don't do anything, which, yeah, it's not that funny really. But yeah, something I need to consider next time is maybe at least wait until they start marching. If they start moving, then you're generally okay. I say generally okay, and I didn't mean to push that button. But yeah, they're just going to wait there until I get close to them. Which I suppose is fair enough, but we have retinue and I mean would have been fine anyway. So we will push forth towards them. Part of me is so tempted to make a claim on this region now, but we may do it before the end of the episode. We kind of sort of see. So our first task of the day is obviously to vanquish our enemies over here, and we will do that. The next thing I want to do, and it's only a quick thing, is just to assign my farmhouses to the specific areas just to see if things happen a little bit smoother, because I'm just kind of concerned that we only just about managed to plant most of these fields each season, and you know, it is a tiny bit of concern. But most things over here are running quite well, with the exception of obviously producing enough meat. I mean, we are getting meat in Middleton to make the sausages, as you can see, but we're never producing enough to send back out. Again, we could do pigs over here. It's entirely possible. We are going to get the meat from up here, though, so, and the salt. So potentially, you know, the meat issues here kind of sort of shouldn't linger around too much longer. But I think having this region would really help, as I've pointed out before. But we have emmer, flax, barley, and if I really want to go down that route, we have rye. So that region would just be really useful. I mean, I don't think there's barley anywhere else, because barley is one of the things I'm having a bit of a love-hate relationship with. I don't know if it's barley itself, but it's more to do with these chaps here at the malt house. It's usually whenever I go in, they're at home resting, and they're gonna prove me wrong right now by not doing that. But okay, they're all transporting. But I'm pretty sure. Ooh, well, there's something positive. We'll take a look at that in a second. So just sort of looking at this, I mean, they are kind of in the area, so they should be producing. Now, let's just have a quick nosy at that before we do anything else, and I can kind of criticize the game. So we have 7 malts, and bearing in mind we have 3 malt houses over here. And we have 164 barley, 37 ale. I just never feel like they're producing it quick enough. Now, I know I am sending some over here, but yeah, without any real figures, it's so difficult to suss things out. But that means that all these are now level 3. And what do we need to do? Well, we need to invest this point into our next thing, and then I guess we will go and take on those chaps, and then we will consider potentially taking over this region as well. So I've kind of ummed and ahed about this for a little while. So what do we need for the next stage? Well, we only need another 5 level 3. So either way, it's not too bad. But I want to start the advanced armor making, and then we'll get the better deals on the next upgrade. Just simply because it just sort of makes sense. We'll probably put both buildings on here, to be fair. There we go. Because that then means all of our archers and whatnot, well, archers and crossbowmen, will have something a little bit better than just gambesons. So we've got the helmets. I don't even know if you can see. Do you see them wearing them? Oh yeah, most of them have got helmets on, like proper helmets, not just cloth. So it is working. So yeah, it makes sense to do that. And then at least our troops are going to be that much better. And if we are going to try and claim for this land, it makes sense that we are fully equipped. I'm guessing they're not moving yet. Well, while they're lingering, I just want to double check. Yeah, we do. So I don't know if that's via trade. Let me have a quick look. Exports. Oh yeah. So we are starting to make a little bit of money, and that's kind of what I was on about. I just want a trickle of money coming in. So when it comes to bringing things like ale and sausages over here, we have a few things we can trade out. This is a lovely little area, to be fair. So beautiful. And we have 1 family spare currently, so we have a woodcutter's lodge and a forester's hut, so they're kind of working in unison, I guess. We're not going for any salt yet. I think, was that because I wanted the point? I mean, we can start doing it, but I don't want to ruin the deposit, basically. I could put that spare person in here for now. they're not really building anything, so that's cool. Okay, right, let's grab all of our soldiers and let's start making a beeline towards these happy chaps up here. Right, we don't have every single troop available. I say that they're on their way. I'm just curious, if I move these in just into that border, will they start to march, or do I need to get a little bit closer? I mean, they're making lots of idle threats, but nothing much is going on. Okay, so let's just grab everybody. I'd like, wherever I can, to have the fights on my own territory. It sort of makes sense, and I'm just looking at the lay of the land here. I'd rather be slightly higher up, if possible. All these things seem to make a difference in this game. Line of sight and you know, high ground and things like that. Even being in your own territory, you get a bonus, so... Okay, they've not moved. I thought they would have done by now. Let's just grab everyone and let's sit them. Is this a hill? It is. Let's aim for there. Oh, and here comes the storm. That means we're going to lose some buildings. Is that some berries we have over here as well? Yeah, this region's definitely one for the taking. I'll tell you something, that royal tax increase. Oh, was that an extra 400? Whatever, anyway. But I think it was 2.7. I'm pretty sure it was. Now it's 2.8. Absolutely robbing us blind. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't think the king needs to back off. Okay, so we do have troops closer, but they're still not. I thought they'd have moved by now. That is super weird. Okay, not a problem. Are these guys running? Oh, I wondered how the archers got there so quick. Gonna end up tiring themselves out. We don't be wanting that, that's for sure. So let's just check you guys. You're not running, and you're definitely not because you're so far behind. Okay, so let's start thinking about getting these laid out into some kind of decent pattern. And if you guys ever turn up, we'll probably run you up the back here. I think to be fair, I think we're going to have to get really close to them before they react. So, yeah. let me try and get their attention, and then we'll be right back. Right, we finally got their attention, so let's just drop back a little bit here. Now, if I've done that, yeah, if I've done that right, you can see these troops that are in a full line are going to kind of line up where I wanted them to. I mean, this is pretty flat terrain anyway, so... Now, one of them at least will peel off, we know this, we know how they go. So, I just want to make sure that retinue is probably somewhere in the middle. Because that'll make a little bit of sense. And we'll just keep my archers together for a second. Right, so as we can see, that one is peeling off there. So we will probably ask those chaps to do that. We want you to stand your ground. Because we, you know, they're going to be strong enough to deal with anything that these chaps throw at us. But we'll just kind of set that up as is. I might just do these. Usually I put them in a long row, but I'm going to probably set them up kind of like this. What are you? You're crossbow militia. I might give you a long line. Are you crossbow as well? You're archers. You're archers as well. So we'll do the same with these. We'll just give them a nice sort of double row as best we can. And you're crossbow militia as well. Now we know these guys are not the strongest in the world, so spot a line of them. Wow, actually, that's quite a big squad of them, that, isn't it? And the archers we want to fire at will. So we've got 2 archers, 2 crossbow militia here. So interesting to see what happens. We know they may try and squeeze through or even around, so we just got to be careful. And there goes the arrows straight away. As you can see, the numbers are dropping so quick. Now, yeah, they're reloading. Let's come down and have a look from down there just so we can close this. You can see the animations. Yep, they are reloading. Oh, and there goes one already. We're not even paying attention, are we? Right, there we are. We can see what they're about to do. We knew that would happen. So hopefully... Oh, they're moving a bit too slow for my liking. But there's 2 of their groups. Looks like they've made the epic mistake there. Here we go. I was going to say they're going to go for these guys, but grab all these. Tell them to shoot. And we want you guys to... Is it push forward? And we'll do push forward with you as well. We'll try and sandwich them a little bit. Oh, you've made a really poor error in judgment there. Oh, these guys. Look at the arrows in his shield there. Oh, they're in for it. I like this view sometimes because you can just watch their number trickle down so quick. There we go. See. I mean, we're already here. Should we take the Baron on? No, no. Let's not do it just yet. Let's not get carried away. In fact, we even had some chaps up here we didn't even use. Brilliant. Let's bring everyone over here. And then we can start sending them back to where they should go. I literally didn't even notice these two. They're Middleton anyway, so we'll send them. Well, I should pay more attention. That could have been even quicker. Right, well, those soldiers make their way back. Oh, so we have a full pantry here. Just having a quick look. You can see that we have 23 mail armor. Perfect. So that should probably mean that these troops, once they disband and go back home, those will probably get assigned pretty quickly. So we're going to have even stronger troops. This is just going to be so much fun. I am looking forward to taking this land. I shouldn't get too excited about it, but it's definitely something that makes a lot of sense. Right, so down here we have this farmhouse. So let's, like I said earlier, let's think about just limiting some of their workspace because they all run here, there and everywhere. Now, I know I do have some fields with higher priorities, so that is one thing. But I'm thinking something like so, and I don't mind having a little bit of an overlap. Do we have a farmhouse here? We do. So again, the same thing. Now they're close to this side. So I think there's a farmhouse there. Don't think we have one over that side. So I might actually ask this one to kind of sort of do that kind of area. And then this one, we'll see how this goes, by the way. I mean, this is not necessarily going to be 100%. But to be fair, they're going to have to do all of those, aren't they? And then, is there a farmhouse? There's a granary farmhouse. There we go. And we'll get them guys doing the same thing. Roll my wheel as crazily as I can. I might do a slight overlap with these guys. Like so, maybe? I don't know if when they've got like half a field, whether they'll do the whole field or not. We'll just sort of see how that works for us. How are we doing for grain? Barley. Oh, okay, we got no wheat, grain. Okay, so wow, we're actually churning our way through the grain to make flour. That is pretty good. What are we doing? Okay, so I'm just debating with barley because we're making ale here. I'm just wondering if we should stop, send all the malt across, make the ale there, and then bring it back. Because I want to make sure that we've got enough ale to go around. So this could be bad. Let's try it and see. So that one brewery is disabled anyway. So if I disable the other one too, and then just quickly have a look at their trade. So that's going to be a commodity, isn't it? Ale is currently on export. So buy until the desired surplus is reached. Trade until the desired surplus is reached. So, yeah, could it do either of those? So we want at least... I mean, what are we on now? We're on 44 and nobody's complaining. So I think 50 is a good number.
We all know what that means.
So we'll do that and we'll see how it goes for us. And I think, if I remember rightly, we were going to upgrade some of these to breweries, weren't we? Well, I say... breweries need to do level 2. I'd like this one, but it's not kind of sort of... What's the issue? Food supplies. Let's see what happens. These ones are okay, but let's see if that kind of little thing disappears. And then we'll know. Just let me double check. We are exporting ale. We're importing. I'm on the right side of the border here, because they're so close to each other. Commodities. So we're currently on import. So we should be doing full trade. So trade until desired surplus is reached. I feel like, because this is the center region. So that probably makes sense. I'm just making sure I've not done anything wrong here. Yeah, export. So as long as we have 50, they should be fine. Okay, that should help with the ale there. Let's just check Saltburn. Because I think last I looked, We were moaning about quite a few things. Yeah, there's a bit of an issue with ale. That could be a cash related thing, but they're starting to make a little bit of money now. We did set some things up to trade, didn't we? So that should be input 50. Yeah, can't remember what we were trading out from here, but we definitely were trading stuff, and we obviously have all these apiaries as well now. So hopefully, honey, we got 41. So hopefully that comes through pretty quickly. And if we get enough of it, we can either kind of trade it into the middle, or we can trade it outwards. Either way, I'm sure we'll make some cash from it. So just taking a quick look, obviously now these have all disbanded. So we are in Middleton. So our archers here, we're missing, it looks to be just a bow. But you can see there's 17 troops there with gambesons and 3 with the mail armor. And so the mail armor is being distributed. It doesn't quite seem, I mean, how many helmets do we have over here? 72. I'm guessing that's spare. Let's have a quick look. Oh no, spare isn't. So we probably do need to make helmets as well. So let's switch that on that one as well. How are we doing for iron? 62. We're still making that, right? Large storehouse, bloomery. Yep, that's still working. How about iron ore? We have iron ore. We have 86. I could put some back in there to start topping it up. I think that'll work fine. And I think we're making crossbows. We are currently making crossbows. So if we look at the surplus, we don't have a surplus of either of those. So when we check our troops, because obviously I'm not taking a Baron on unless we're fully loaded. So crossbow militia, equipment missing, but what? 37 of 36. I'm guessing there's an icon missing there for the crossbow. But it could well be that. Okay, that's fine. Everything there seems to be working as we kind of wanted anyway. So you can see we're having a subtle problem over in Mintingham now because we have no ale and no firewood apparently. And just looking at food, we've got a lot of bread, we've got the eggs, we've got fish, we've got meat. Did we put chickens in all these last episode? Yes, we did. So we're going to get even more eggs. That's kind of cool. That's what we want. The fish are working. Obviously, we're still getting meat from other sources as well. But yeah, ale is going to be a tiny problem. So the question is the malt being taken across? So I think we have 2 pack stations that are doing malt currently. They are in the process of doing something. What about yourself? You are bartering. Excellent. So it should be working. Where on earth the malt is going? We do have almost 50 ale here. We've got 10 malts. I guess the question is really, we still have barley. Is the malt house still doing its job? I don't see any crafting. I don't see any crafting again. What about this one? No. Oh dear, I don't know what it is with that, but I feel like it's a constant fight. You know, there is kind of a few weird bugs now. I think that, I mean, hopefully they get sort of fixed, but the efficiencies of what people are doing just seems really weird. Like half the time you'd be looking, so there's 2 families for this malt house. One's transporting now. That could just be a bucket of water for their house. Let's see, actually. Let's follow this chap, see what they're doing. They may actually go and get the products just to make me look stupid that they're working with. Transporting barley. Obviously, they will. But there's then 2 waiting from that one family as well. Obviously, fuel that could be for their house. Then it's just, there you go, look, water for their house. So it's just really, really inefficient. When there's 2 families in here, in fact, we have 3 malt houses. You'd assume that 118 barley would vanish overnight. You'd think they'd just work it so quick. Especially when it's literally probably, yeah, 117 is in here. So I really hope these little weird sort of things kind of fix themselves over time. Like, when I say that, I mean with like, you know, updates and patches. I'd understand completely if that granary was all the way over there with the malt in it and they were having to walk that. I'd get that, but it's the fact it's here and there's just no... There's no urgency about them at all. So Hofstetten is slowly but surely making some money. 25 of our current wealth is from trading. So obviously we spent the initial money on getting ourselves some vegetables. Again, it's sort of thinking about where I'm going to invest my points in the long run, but we probably should start to think about... Oh, we're in July, that means it's almost harvest season. We should probably think about adding some additional houses over here. We have enough food, we have enough fuel, and it kind of makes sense. We're just going to have to free somebody up. Now, we are trading fuel, food. Yeah, we might just take that one family from there. We could also probably do with upgrading that, which is going to take some of our money. But it's kind of like a passive thing just to make sure all your villagers are healthy. I can see, actually looking at this now, why it probably didn't want me to build here. Because it is really steep. But it looks like it's going to let me. I'm kind of happy with that. There's no back gardens on these ones here, but I'll sort of take that. It's not too bad at all. There we go. That's another 3 houses there, potentially. We'll run a road along here as well, I think. There we go. Yeah, I might just put a couple more in, because we do need to expand some of our operations over here. Let's have a look. See if... I mean, this is going to be a big plot if it allows me. Okay, so it will allow me to do that. But we just do not have the logs at all, or the timber. Yeah, so I think once these are built, we're going to take that spare person, or once the berries are done with. In fact, are we mining anything? We're not. I was going to say I could take the person out of there, actually, but what are you, granary? Yeah, kind of sort of doing all right. We have enough meat as well. So I think we could expand there and then just start, again, I think I said last episode, I'm recording so many at the moment, I kind of forget where I'm at. But I don't want this town to be any bigger than it needs to be. So we want to be, obviously, getting those wild animals right down, so we're going to need more hunters. We want to be mining the salt as quickly as we can. And then also trading enough just to make sure that they've got the money to buy those additional goods in, like the ale. And various bits of clothing, so hopefully that will kind of happen pretty quickly. It looks like a bit of a drought on its way again. I mean, that looks so bloody good, doesn't it? Oh god, it's so good. But the grass is looking a little bit brown in places. Let's have a look at one of our fishing ponds. Maybe we're okay. It doesn't warn you about a drought, which is a little bit frustrating, but how are we getting on here with planks and things? We have tons. Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't look as green, does it? So it does in places. I just have to keep an eye on it because it doesn't... I'm pretty sure it doesn't warn you, which is a touch annoying. So it appears they are managing to get some ale through slowly but surely over here. So that is working pretty good. How are we getting on with... malt? No, so we're not trading malt out here, are we? So let's have a look at exports. Just yarn currently. Actually, let's have a look at their imports while we're here. Nothing in the last 30 days. Interesting. So they've not bought any ale in. So where they managed to find that ale from, your guess is as good as mine. They're still moaning a little bit over here about lack of food variety. Probably going to need some more houses, I guess, in the long run. Potentially another granary. In fact, we could build that while I think about it. As we currently have the one over here and all our market stalls are here. So if we actually move this, if we can, we'll put it there. And then that's going to leave the logs behind, I think, isn't it? So will that allow me to put another... Oh, it will. There we go. Excellent. That's very, very strange. So I just switched my boa to making actual just, you know, war bows. And this one filled up pretty quickly. Well, we've had that sat on this one for ages, and it doesn't appear. Let's see if anyone starts to go for the crafting option. Let's just keep an eye. Going home, waiting, transporting. Hopefully, that will be followed by crafting. With any luck, it should, because we have everything we need. We have planks. Yeah, we have the planks. We have the parts. I think we need 2. Is it 2 of each? Yeah, 2 of each. There we got 2 of those. Now it needs refueling, obviously, so... I mean, and I know we definitely have the iron parts. Well, that's super interesting. So I've just been sat watching for a little bit. Mostly waiting, going home. If I speed it up, they're still waiting for iron parts. Now, I think this may be one of these issues where we talk about how when someone's really full, they just can't get access to the stuff. So maybe if we say, I don't know if this will make a difference, but if we say you can store iron parts, but you can't. And it might be one of those where this is just, in fact, it's not too full. It's not even full of workers. Or maybe that's the issue. Either way, let's try and move some across to this building over here and see if it makes a difference, because realistically speaking, they should definitely be able to get them. And it's just sort of not happening. I mean, there is a lot of stuff in this building, which probably doesn't help. Right, that number just went down. Is that going into here? Transporting. 2, there we go. Yeah, so they're just having to wait their turn, I suppose. So what are we on here? 23 and 23. So I'm expecting one of those numbers to go up once those resources disappear. I mean, there is 2 crossbows in there. Ah, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Did I say 20? I think they were both 23, weren't they? Am I right or am I wrong? Now I'm staring at the screen like a crazy person. You can't see me, but I can, I can assure you I'm full on staring, waiting for those numbers to change. We'll come back, but I feel like that does look like a drought, doesn't it? Bloody hell, here's me staring at wall, but oh, for crying out loud. I hate this game. So how much have we lost? Oh. This is not good. These were almost... Oh, look at that. Because I wasn't paying attention. We've literally lost all of our crops, pretty much. God's sake. Why? Why does this game do this to me? I really wish I had the point for irrigation. I really do. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've done all our points, haven't we? Yeah. Now, I could get my farmers to farm. Well, I'm going to have to, aren't I? But it's just... It's extremely frustrating. It's like every year this is happening. Okay. Well, let's get them going and let's try and get at least something from these fields. This is, yeah. I feel like someone said to me, don't worry about irrigation. It's not worth it. I seriously didn't. When we conquer that other piece of land, we are 100% going to be getting irrigation. Unless it doesn't work, of course. If it doesn't work, then we won't invest that point. But by the time I know that, it's probably going to be a little bit too late. But yeah, I did say though, the ground did look a little bit dry. You know that you get that little thing that comes up like, you know, winter is coming sort of thing. You kind of need that for a drought. Just to warn you or something. Unless there is something and I'm just completely missing it. That is entirely possible. Well, it's safe to say it's going to be a bit of a difficult year next year. So just looking currently, 92 wheat. Flax obviously is not edible. Neither is barley. And at least not in the case of the game. So we're going to potentially run out of ale. Then we look over here. We have 121 flour. And obviously that wheat will be turned into grain. But we've gone from having like almost 1,000 flour to nothing. Now we do have a lot of bread here. But it's going to be incredibly tough. So it's going to be an interesting kind of deal, seeing how that next season goes. Now, it looks like from what I can tell, for the most part, when we are in October, separating the families to different areas seemingly does look okay. But the question is, that family is sowing fields over there. So they are actually still working. I was just thinking because once these fields here are done, which they are ploughed almost, but not... Seeds have not been done yet, but I don't think any family is just particularly just standing around doing nothing. Yeah, so they're all sort of doing their thing. What about you? Yeah, so they're all sowing as they should be. But yeah, it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year up, well, a year from sort of now, basically, from the point of the end of harvest to see if we actually run out of food, or at least, you know, bread. But that's going to put a lot of strain on the other resources that we have as well, so ugh, it's not good. Well, on one positive note, we have actually managed to plant all of our fields, so I suppose that's one kind of good takeaway that we can have. I'm a little bit annoyed now, to be fair, because, yeah, I thought we'd be perfectly fine, but then that drought comes along and just... And now it's obviously raining, and you can see the streets have got lined with water, and it's like, well, you could have rained. prior to be losing all my crops, but hey ho, that's how the game goes, so I shall not moan about it anymore. Yeah, these crossbowmen, their numbers are going up, so that is a really, really positive sign. Now, it's too late to plant this region, unfortunately. However, part of me is kind of like, do you know what, I'm so bloody annoyed. I want to go and take out my frustrations on the Baron and get that region ready. We won't be able to harvest straight away, but at least, you know, we'd have the territory we could start building up, like we were doing over here. So how are we doing for food? Because we've got, oh, it's fuel we're struggling with. Wow, okay. Kind of sort of wasn't expecting that. So, Woodcutter's Lodge. There we go. But although we are trading, so what did I set that to while I think about it? Crafting materials and fuel. Surplus of 50. So, overpriced, oversupplied. Wonderful. But as long as we're getting something for it. So 50 is 5 months. Okay. I'll take it. But look how much money we've got. We got some cash. That's all that matters. We could probably do with... Okay, them ones can't have any back gardens either. But we could probably do with some chickens over here as well, just to give them another bit of variety. Yeah, that Baron is sort of... I'm so tempted. But I think I'm going to have a think about that over the next couple of days before I record the next episode. And potentially a few videos would have gone out by then, and you guys would have given me some extra thoughts, some things to think about. So maybe a slightly shorter episode than normal. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. I don't know. But either way, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.